Alright, today we're on lesson 19. It starts on page 110 of your textbook. You can find that right here too, right? Lesson 19, page 110. Make sure you get your name on the top of your power-up, and then for our patterns of multiples today, what you're going to do is circle the numbers that are multiples of 6. Okay, so multiples of 6. So numbers like 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, and so on. When you're done with that, go on to your mental math and your problem of the day. Press pause, and I will help you correct that once you are done with your power-up. Let's go ahead and correct that power-up now. Once again, you should have had your name on the top. Then we're doing the multiples of 6. So you can see I have 6, 12, 18, plus 6 would be 24, plus 6 would be 30, plus 6 would get me to 36, plus 6 would get me to 42. Remember, you can always count too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right? So 66, 72, 78, 84, 90, 96. Now, it also says to circle, it asks us which of the circled numbers are also multiples of 5. Remember, our multiples of 5 were in this column, right? Numbers that ended in 5, and this column, numbers that ended in 1. So go ahead and just shade in any of those that are in the same column. You notice there's none in this column, right? In this one, we've got 3. So 30, 60, and 90. Let's go on with that mental math. A says 27 plus 100. Well, 100 plus 27 is just going to give me 127, right? 100 plus 27 gives me 127. B, 63 plus 200. Same thing. 200 plus 63 is going to give me 263. C, 28 plus 20 plus 300. 28 plus 20 plus 300. Notice I got my ones places all stacked on top of each other. 8 plus 0 is 8. 2 plus 2 plus 0 is 4. 3 plus nothing is 3. So I get 348. D says 36 plus 9 plus 200. 6 plus 9 is 15. 1 goes up. 5 comes down. 1 plus 3 is 4. 2 plus nothing is 2. So you get 245. E says 48 plus 29 plus 300. 8 plus 9 is 17. 1 goes up. 7 comes down. 1 plus 4 is 5. Plus 2 more is 7. Then 3 plus nothing is 3, so we get 377. F says which number should be added to 2 to get a total of 10? So 2 plus what equals 10? Well, 8, so we just put 8 here, because 2 plus 8 equals 10. G, money. What's the value of 1 dime, 1 nickel, and 3 pennies? Well, 1 dime is 10. 1 nickel is 5, and then 3 pennies is 3. 3 plus 5, we get 8. 1 plus nothing, we get 1. So 18 cents. And then H, what's the total cost of a 55-cent apple and a 40-cent milk? So 55 plus 40 gives us 95. So I get 95 cents. Our problem of the day, we've got Matsu has 8 coins in his pocket that total 16 cents. What coins does he have in his pocket? So if I got 16 cents here, if you remember how I do these, sometimes I start with all of 1 coin and then switch it. So if I have 16 cents and 8 coins, I need some pretty small coins, right? So let's start with all pennies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's only 8 cents. So maybe I should bump one up. What should I bump one of these pennies up to? Well, I could try a 5, a dime. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's not quite. Let's try another one. 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Ooh, that works. So my 5s are dimes, so dime, dime, and then all those rest are pennies. So I had 2 dimes, 6 pennies. All right. Go ahead and flip it over. I'm going to get up to my board and we'll go over our first 2 examples on the board before I jump back under my dot cam. Let's jump right in with our objectives. Lesson 19. Today you will learn how to tell time on an analog clock and how to solve elapsed time problems. So, first we're going to start off with how to tell time on this clock right here. Now, this clock, it says it's evening, and we need to say what time is shown by this clock. Now, remember, my little hand is always my hour hand. My big hand is going to be my minute hand. All right, so when I look at my hour hand, I'm looking, where is this number pointing to? Well, this one's kind of pointing between 9 and 10. If it's pointing between 2 numbers, that means we're already kind of, it's not just 9 o'clock, it's probably like 9:30 or something like that, and we're in between 2 hours. So when we're in between, we're always going to take the lower numbers. So in between 9 and 10, which one's less? 9. So 9 is going to be our hour. All right? Then we look at our minute. Now remember a minute hand, there's 60 minutes in an hour, so each one of these numbers actually represents 5. So it's at the top of the clock is where we are at 0. Right? Then this one's at the 1 would be 5 minutes, 2 would be 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. All right, so pointing right here, that would be pointing at the 20, so that's at the 4, which is 20 minutes, so we get 9:20, and it said it was evening. Anything in the evening, we're going to call PM, so 9:20 PM. The evening is PM, the morning is AM, so we get 9:20 PM. Now, we have a different way to tell time also, instead of just saying the number. Well, in 60 minutes is 1 hour, 30 minutes is a half an hour, so today we're going to focus on that 15 minutes is a quarter of an hour. So, if we have anything that's pointing, if we had some, for example, something pointing at the 3 here, at 15, well that would be a quarter of an hour. So if it was 6:15, we'd say it's a quarter past 6, right? Instead of saying 6:15, I can say it's a quarter past 6. Those mean the same thing. Similar with 6:45. 6:45 is 15 minutes before 7 o'clock. So we can say it's quarter to 7, right? It's only 15 minutes from 7. It's a quarter to 7. All right? So, using that information, let's look at example 2. Example 2 wants us to write what would the time be if it was a quarter to 9. All right, we're going to use digital form to do that. So what is quarter to 9? So quarter to 9 means it's almost 9. So if I think about my clock here, so with my minute hand, my hour hand, sorry, it's almost 9 o'clock, right? So notice I just pointed it a little bit below 9 o'clock. And then it's quarter to 9, which means it's almost 9 o'clock, so we're 15 minutes past here. So this 9, remember, is 45. So quarter to 9 would be 8:45. We were doing 8:45 in the evening, so it'd be 8:45 p.m. All right? I'm going to jump under my dot camera for us to do example 3 and some lesson practice together. Now, example 3 says Hector participated in a walkathon fundraiser on Saturday morning. The clocks show the time he started and the time he finished. How many hours and minutes did Hector walk? Well, he started at 8 o'clock here, right? Short hand's pointing to the 8, long hand's pointing up the top to 0, so it's 8 o'clock. And then he finished at, see, it's almost to the 10, so it's at 9, pointing at the 9, so that would be 45, so it's at 9:45. So he started at 8 o'clock, and he finished at 9:45. So 8 o'clock, finished at 9:45. Right, they're both a.m. Right, so I have to figure out how much time passed from 8 o'clock to 9:45. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to add an hour. An hour would get me to 9, and then how many minutes is it from 9 to 9:45? Well, 45 minutes, right? From 9 was 0 minutes to 45 minutes would be 45 minutes. So I get 1 hour, 45 minutes is how long it took Hector. All right? Lesson practice says, if it is morning, what time is shown by each clock? All right, so let's look at our lesson practice here. What time is shown on these clocks? A, my little hand is between the 8 and the 9, so I got to use the 8. Big hand's pointing down at the 6, so that would be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, so it's 8:30. Now it tells us in the morning, so that would be a.m. So 8:30 a.m. What about B? Try to read what time that clock says. Well, our little hand's between the 7 and the 8, so it would be 7, and then we got to figure out what minute we're at. 7, look at our minute hand then. 0, 5, 10, and we got to count by ones. 11, 12. So it's 7:12 a.m. That would look like this. And then C, the little hand is between the 10 and the 11, so we're going to use the 10. And then let's count by 5s to see what that 8 is. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So it's 10:40 a.m. Excellent. Let's look at D. D says use digital form to show what time it is at 10 minutes to 9 in the evening. So it's not 9 yet, so our hour has to be 8. And then what's 10 minutes before 9? Well, there's 60 minutes in an hour, so if we take away 10, we get 50. So 10 minutes to 9 would be 8:50. Morning or evening? Evening. So 8:50 p.m. E, how many hours equal a whole day? Well, there are 24 hours in the day. Remember, we go around the clock twice. F says how many minutes equal an hour? 60 minutes in an hour. G says how many seconds equal a minute? Well, there's 60 seconds in a minute. And then H, we've got one more of those elapsed time problems like this one. LaToya's school day begins at the time shown on the left and ends at the time shown on the right. How long is a school day at LaToya's school? So, what time does it start? Well, we're at little hand. Has us at the 8, and then let's count with the minutes. So 5, 10. So it starts at 8:10. And then it finishes, sorry, there you go. And then it finishes at, little hands between the 3 and the 4, so we're going to use the 3, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So it ends at 3:25. All right? Well, how many hours do we have to get from 8:10 to 3:10? So 8, 10, we go 9, 10, 10, 10, 11, 10, 12, 10, 1, 10, 2, 10, 3, 10, right? I got 7 hours. So 7 hours is going to take me to 3:10. And then how many minutes is it from 3:10 to 3:25? Well, if I do 25 minus 10, 5 minus 0 is 5. 2 minus 1 is 1. So that would be 15 minutes. So altogether it took 7 hours, 15 minutes. 7 hours, 15 minutes. All right. Excellent. Let's jump into some of our lesson problems together. Let's get after some problems for lesson 19. Make sure you got your name on the top. Then we're going to get after number 4 first. Number 4 says write 905 in expanded form, then use words to write the number. So 905, remember what we did? We took the first digit with our next two numbers, so with 2 zeros, so 900, plus, remember we don't need to do anything for the 0 because there's 0 in the tens place, but then we need to add that 5 at the end because there's a 5 in the ones place. So we get 900 plus 5. Then, use words to write that. We'd write 905. Now that's a shorter one. I think you can fit it all in the box at the side. So my expanded form was 900 plus 5. And then with words, 905. 5 says use digits and symbols to write this comparison. 120 is greater than 112. So it just wants us to write that out. So I'm going to say 120 is greater than 112. That's it. Then 6. Oh, sorry, we're not doing 6 together. Do 6 by yourself. That's our concept for today. It says, after school on Wednesday, Jana began her homework at the time shown on the clock. She finished her homework at 5:20 p.m. How much time did it take for Jana to finish her homework? All right, so read this time, then find out how much time passed from that time to 5:20. 13 down the bottom says C minus 8 equals 7. Well, this is a missing number in a subtraction sentence. The missing number is first, so I add. 7 plus 8 gives me 15. So we get C equals 15. $16 says $44 minus $28. Remember, 4 minus 8, we can't do that because the 8's bigger. Can't subtract a bigger number from a smaller number. 4 minus 8, can't do that. Cross out the 4, make it a 3. Right? Then we're going to take those 10s over here. So we're going to turn 4 into 14 because 4 plus 10 is 14. Now we can go 14 minus 8 is 6. 3 minus 2 is 1. So we get $16. Number 22 up at the top here. Number 22 says F minus 45 equals 32. So F minus 45 equals 32. Missing number in a subtraction sentence. The missing number is first, so I add. So 32 plus 45. 2 plus 5 is 7. 3 plus 4 is 7. So I get that F equals 77. Last one, 28. 28 says write the expanded form of 709. So 709. Remember we got our hundreds, tens, and ones. So 700 plus 0 tens, so we don't even write that, plus 9. So we'll get 700 plus 9. Excellent. Make sure you work really hard on the rest of your problems, and I'll be on Zoom at 1 o'clock if you have any questions.